Hi everyone, I am back to talk to you about some adult books. I don't mean like bodice rippers and stuff. I'm sure you can find all that on your own, and hey, any reading is good reading. Um, and they do say the best way to raise a reader is to demonstrate being a reader. But did want to give you some other options for things if you were maybe stuck on an idea of what to read for yourself. One of the titles that came on our fair this year is a book called A Year Off by Alexandra and David Brown, and it's about this couple who basically take a year off and travel and learn about the world, and these are some of their experiences as they go through that. Another book that came on our fair this year is a book called Still Alice by Lisa Genova. And it is been recently made into a movie. I always like to read the book first if I can and then watch the movie. But this one is about a woman whose life gets turned upside down when she gets an early onset diagnosis of Alzheimer's, and just the life as it proceeds from there. Another book that I would recommend, this came through a couple of years ago, but you can still find it, is a book by Sue Monk Kidd called The Invention of Wings. I really liked this book. It is about a family in the South. They are slave owners, and part of the viewpoints are from the family that owns the slaves, and part of the viewpoints are from the women who are slaves, and just the relationship that happens between the women. And it's got some rough scenes in it, not anything sexual, but there's some violence in there. But ultimately, it was really a moving story that kind of, while fictionalized, gives a good impression of what the situation may have been like at the time period that it was set. It also talks a little bit about the Quaker faith and some of the way that was formed, but that's like a fringe part of the story. It's not the main storyline. So I really enjoyed this and would recommend it. Another book that I grabbed is called I Remember Nothing by Nora Ephron. You might recognize her name from Sleepless in Seattle or When Harry Met Sally, among other things. I've read some of her other short stories. I Feel Bad About My Neck was one of her books that I read. And I Remember Nothing is kind of along those same lines. It's a series of essays and little short stories and just general life commentary that can be quite moving and quite funny at the same time. So that's I Remember Nothing. Then just a couple other books that, as I was browsing my shelves, deciding what to talk to you guys about, I just grabbed that are maybe of interest to people. Here's one called Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore. It is by Robin Sloan, and he is actually a local writer now, local to the Bay Area, and most of this book takes place in San Francisco, which is fun. There's a little bit of I would call this probably one of the easier books to read of the ones I just grabbed. It's light, but it's also really entertaining without being silly, if that makes sense. There's a little bit of mystery and a little bit of magic and some book talk, and just the general Silicon Valley Bay Area lingo is there a little bit, and I really enjoyed it. Another one that I grabbed to talk to you about is this one. It is called A Boy Made of Blocks by Kieth Stuart. And I read this one last year, and it has also stuck with me. It's a very moving story about primarily about a father and son. The boy is autistic, and it's about how the father deals with his son's diagnosis and struggles in his own life, and then struggles in his relationship with his son, until they finally start playing Minecraft together. And it seems kind of weird that a video game would bring people together, but through the game and through the course of playing together, they are able to forge a deeper understanding of each other and a stronger relationship. And it was really moving, and it is based on the author's actual life with his son. And so I would definitely recommend it. I've got lots of book ideas. I would love to hear what you are reading, and I hope that this has been informational and that you've enjoyed. Like, subscribe, all of that YouTube-y stuff if you want to. So I'll keep talking about these books and whatever comes to mind. I hope you've enjoyed, and have a good night. Bye.